welcome to Special Grade Snacks, the Jujutsu Kaisen Watch-Along podcast. We're your special grade snacks.
I'm Sarah.
And I'm Kay.
We're back!
We're back! We said we might not be, but we are!
Yeah!
The working conditions in the anime industry are not improved.
They're not. Genuinely the deciding factor for me in doing this episode, because you asked me like 2 days ago, like, so are we doing this or not? And I was like, I'm not sure. I need to think for a day. The deciding point was that, like, if I say no, then at what point will I be all right, like, saying yes? Like, there is no amount of time that will, like, undo the labor violations that are happening to the.
Yeah, they kept making the episodes. What are we supposed to do?
They kept, like, it wasn't like, you know, like when fear baiting stopped for the
the animators weren't like, please don't watch this.
Right, but even if, like, either way, like, even if the animators hadn't specifically said that, I could have seen a world where fear baiting just stopped just covering stuff out of the writer's straight, not out of, like, solidarity, but out of, like, I kind of want to use this as an opportunity to talk about other stuff. But either way, that, like, had an end date, probably, unless, like, the studios did what Reagan did to the flight workers in the 70s or 80s, whenever he did that. But I was just sitting here at this and I was like, if I put my foot down here, this kind of just ends the podcast forever.
We could do the manga.
We could do I mean, I guess.
You don't like the manga?
I'm gonna be honest with you, Kay. I watched. This is in part the depressive episode that I'm currently experiencing, but I watched this episode and I was like, I don't really know what extent I care about this series to anymore.
I didn't find that these episodes were very hype, honestly.
They were good
They were fine.
Listen, if you're hyped for these episodes, like, you don't let me drag you down. I personally was just like, man.
No, I'm maybe like the tragic romance enjoyer, but I'm not the tragedy enjoyer. So I'm kind of like, that's fine. Like, oh, it happens. Very sad. You're telling me this for the first time.
I think that a lot of my apathy currently, especially at these two episodes, is characterized by the fact that Neve and I have been watching a shitload of Hunter x Hunter lately, and we find
Hunter in these episodes,
and we have finally gotten to the Chimera Ants arc, which for those unaware is the grimdark arc of Hunter x Hunter. Like, there is just, like, Hunter x Hunter is always a series that just kind of has a lot of fatalities happening, just to, like, there is, like, an endless font of, like, jobbers just who show up just to die in, like, 20 seconds. Like, the third arc has, like, a sequence that I absolutely love, to be clear, that is, like, 5 minutes long, and it's just like a group of people just murdering, like, rows upon rows of goons, like mafia goons. Just like, there was an endless font of bodies to be fed to the shredder, but even by that standards, Chimera Ants is dark, and I'm just like, I go from that to this, and I'm just like, this is fine.
I wish they'd killed more characters, is what Sarah's saying.
Yes, yes, please.
Gege only killed 2 characters in 2 episodes. Yawn. Not impressed.
Please feed more characters into the wood chipper. No, but, like, I don't know. I wish I'd come away from these with more of an emotional resonance. And again, I'm going to attribute at least, I would say, like, at least 51% of this to my current depressive episode. So, like, ask me again in 2 weeks how I'm feeling about this.
If the sun was out when these episodes came out, maybe we'd be popping off.
Maybe I'd be popping off, yeah. But the joke that I made to Neve about this, you feel free to cut this from the podcast, but the joke that I made to Neve was, like, watching these gave me the same feeling of the one time I tried eating at Chick-fil-A, where I was just like, if I'm betraying my morals, I kind of wish it tasted better.
No, that's real.
But with that said, you wanna get into it?
Yes.
I can't believe I'm like this down on the Mahito episodes. Like,
I was gonna say, Mahito has, like, quite a few cutie moments in this for you.
He does.
Did you care about him?
I do.
The way he was standing when he exploded Nanami was, like, really gay.
Yeah.
Why was he standing like that?
Most of the ways he was standing in these episodes were pretty gay. I'll be real.
Yeah, he did, like, a little shimmy.
He tried to kiss Itadori.
He did a kissy on him.
It didn't work, though. It didn't work.
No, rejected. Very sad. All right. This first episode starts. Itadori's doing really bad.
Yeah, not
That's gonna be the
good
theme for these episodes. He's remembering all the people who have said, maybe your life is worth something, or maybe it's not.
He's remembering all the foreshadowing that was leading to this exact moment.
Yeah, Junpei mentioned, if you remember him.
Multiple Junpei mentions these episodes.
You have to remember him, because he knew
do.
Mahito as well, and he got exploded into Totodile, as we've discussed previously.
Yeah.
Also Gojo talks, and we see Gojo later. They can't go one episode without him, you know?
They really can't. No, they are obsessed with drawing that fruit.
I don't think there's been a single episode without him either talking or appearing since he got put in a box.
I think has Gojo been in every episode of this series? I'm really thinking.
I bet he wasn't in all the ones of the
fucking Curse Womb, Origin of
Origin of Blind Obedience. Yeah, I don't think Gojo was in all of those.
No, he was not. He was,
although he was in the ones with Megumi because he was in that flashback. Fuck.
Yeah, with those chaos.
Maybe he was. He's not beating the secretly the main character allegations.
No, he's not at all.
Alright, so that's basically just the cold open is Itadori walking sadly and thinking about people he's known and who have exploded previously. And then we get Nanami beach episode.
Yeah, Nanami's on the beach. Yay!
Yay! Good for him.
Yay! He got.
In my notes here, I have a smiley face. Good for him.
I'm glad that they decided to skip the extremely long 2-chapter arc in the manga of him going to the airport and having a very bad time with TSA as on his flight to Kwanton.
No, I know that he's like the passport dad who's got it fucking locked down.
Oh yeah, absolutely. He
has all his liquids in little separate plastic bags.
He's like George Clooney in Next Day Air.
He's getting there like 3 hours early.
He's God, there's this thing in Next Day, which is a movie that I remember very well for having seen once like a decade ago. There's this like mildly racist scene in Next Day Air where George Clooney is like, I try and pack like the Japanese do because they're so neat and orderly. But
that is Nanami.
But
I know stereotype.
I know Nanami has like meticulously planned out every inch of space in his suitcase. Mm-hmm. Exactly enough shirts and ties for 1 week, no more, no less.
Well, you gotta have one backup.
Yeah, you do. Okay, exactly. Yes, no, one more. Exactly. Well, exactly enough includes the backups.
Exactly. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
He's like Gandalf, a wizard. A sorcerer never has too many ties.
He has exactly as many as he intends. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's smiling on the beach, kind of spinning around.
Yeah.
But it's like flashing toward him, like walking down a hallway, half exploded, sadly.
Yeah.
So he's in his beach palace in his mind.
Yeah. At one point he passes a photo booth that Mahito has posted up in Gaily.
Yeah, why is Mahito in the photo booth?
He's folded up like a pocket knife.
Yeah, he's completely folded in half in the photo booth. He's like, that's that guy from before. Guess I'll follow him. He's just been practicing his mating, being put in a mating press. Yeah, you think he's like taking pics in there? You think he's doing funny faces? He'd be good at that.
Oh, he would be great at funny faces. He is posted up in a way that like I think would show hole directly to the camera if he was not wearing pants.
He's practicing putting face on his hole.
Does Nanami have
2 faces down there?
Hold on. Does Nanami have hole?
Nanami?
Like
Mahito? Yeah.
Mahito. I know Nanami has hole, but Mahito like I know Mahito front-wise is smooth as a Ken doll.
Uh-huh.
But back-wise.
I mean, have we seen him eat? Does he eat anything? Does he need things to come out of him or go in?
That's a good question. I have no idea.
I don't think he needs any holes, but if he wants them, he can have them, you know?
Yeah, he can make them, and he can make them.
He could put that pussy anywhere.
Yeah, exactly. Hand job of all time.
Like the, what is he, Datara? But
Datara, yes.
It's a pussy instead of a mouth.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, it's like an optical illusion. Like it goes in the hand, but it doesn't like go as far out the back as you think.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, the pussy hand is bigger on the inside.
Yeah, exactly. if Mahito put a pussy on his hand, it would be like double-sided. Like you would put the penis in and it would come out the back end. It would just be kind of like fucking Stigmata.
Yeah, I'm not even sure that's anything.
What do you mean you're not even sure that's anything?
I'm like imagining the action you'd be doing, and it's really stupid. Just like flapping back and forth. I guess it's just like a fleshlight with extra steps.
Yeah, I mean, basically, this is what we've invented.
A really stupid fleshlight attached to a guy I hate.
Yeah. This is also how I view Mahito. but the hate is followed by parentheses affectionate.
So Nanami gets to the end of this hallway and he's like, fuck, there's a bunch of nasty guys here. I guess I'll beat their ass.
Yeah. I guess I will simply think about going to Malaysia.
Yeah, he's like, Malaysia's beautiful sands. I could have made it. And he's like, I'm so tired, sleepy. While he's saying that, he's doing some great ass beating.
Yeah, he's kind of just cutting through all of these dudes.
Yeah, it's trivial to him. He's half exploded and he's still getting them good. He does eventually like get a little pushed and stuff, and he's like, he spins around for a while. Fight scene. And then Mahito does a touch on his back, and now he's like, you're here, huh? Oops. Guess it's over then.
Yeah.
And the way Mahito touches him is very sensual for no reason.
Oh, it's extremely sensual. Like
he really like traces his fingers up his back muscles.
No, absolutely. There is like a dedicated portion of the fandom that is like for Mahito Nanami shipping.
Yeah, this ship exists.
Yeah, and I mean, listen, I've certainly read a couple of fics about that. I'm a fan. I love
two nice guys that you like.
Yeah, I love God. Yeah, he does just like caress that back. Oh,
damn,
God.
you're looking great, man.
Yeah.
Where do you lift? Let me come with you sometime. No, not to lift. It's just to watch.
Do you think? OMG, do you think you lift me up?
Could you like do a push-up with me sitting on your back? Haha.
I'll make myself really light. I promise.
That's a great question. When he turns into a big thing, is he heavier?
I feel like he's gotta be, because like the way that he swings around like his big fist,
really
like like there is no way that's like his density is not consistent.
Conservation of mass situation. It's
like
some cursed energy shit.
And like I think that like in like season 1, like when he was baby Mahito for a brief second while fighting Ichidori and Nanami, he was not like hyper dense. He was just like
leaving tiny footprints but very deep.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
I do like to imagine like 1 inch tall Mahito, but still as dense as regular size Mahito, just like walking towards you, and your like water glass starts rippling.
It was fun when he was little. Bring that back.
Fun. He does it in this episode.
Well, kind of, yeah.
Yeah, he turns into minions.
I wrote minions too.
What else would you write? He turns into minions.
I wrote he returns into minions TM from Minions.
But yeah, Mahito's like, hey Nanami, do you want to talk?
And he's like, not really, man. I'm going through a lot at the moment. Dead boyfriend apparition.
Yeah, I have to talk to my ghost boyfriend. I don't have time for you right now, dude.
You're not my boyfriend, despite what the fanfics may say.
Yeah. There is certainly more there is certainly more Mahito Nanami fic than there is Nanami Hybra fic. And if there's more Nanami Hybra, it's as a background ship.
It's all gonna be background ship. You're right.
Let me sort it. Like Hybra does not have enough of a screen presence for you to really meaningfully have him interact with any characters, I feel like.
Well, he has his crush on Geto, which is pretty cute.
Yeah.
Fuck. It's not even in the top 10. I guess that makes sense. Now I have to type.
What, Nanami and Mahito?
Yeah.
What is the AO3 top 10? We talked about that like one of our first episodes, but I haven't like checked it lately.
Yeah, sure, we can take a look.
Yeah.
In the anime or the manga?
Oh, that's right, they're separate tags. Let's keep it anime.
Okay. Let's see. We've got... Let's see,
I mean,
let's see how far down we have to go until we hit a problematic one.
I mean, okay, no,
it's not
gonna be
far.
Hold on. Let me think. Okay, Itafushi number 1, right?
No.
No? Is it Sadasugu?
Sadasugu number 1, baby.
Okay. Is Itafushi number 2?
Yes.
Is Sukuna Fushiguro number 3?
No, it's 4. But can you get number 3?
Can I get number 3?
Number 3 is not technically problematic, but it is objectionable in some ways.
Okay, so it's not Nobomaki.
No.
It's not problematic, but it's objectionable in some ways. It's the third ship.
I can't believe this is the third ship.
I'm drawing a complete... Give me one person in the ship and I'll get the other, I'm sure.
Gojo.
Sukuna?
No. This is anime only.
Is it Gojo Hime?
No. They are in the top 10, which sucks, but not that high.
Who is Gojo fucking that it's not problematic, but it is questionable? Who the fuck is in there? Is it Yaka?
No.
Just give it to me. Who is it?
The girl reading this.
How did I not get that?
It sucks.
Everybody want him.
Everybody want him, but he only want his dead boyfriend. Very sad.
Yeah. And then, Fushiguro Sukuna, number 4.
Yeah.
Is like Gojo Itadori or Gojo Fushiguro in there?
Yeah, Gojo Itadori is like weirdly high, which is like, even after it sucks that he's a child, it's a bad, like, ship. Like, what are you talking about?
Right. Like, what are we building this off of? Besides, like, I cannot, as someone who has been exposed to many transgressive works over the last couple of years, if I think about this beyond the point of just the immediate recoiling at the concept of it, there is nothing to build out here. Like, I cannot think of anything to to even even if what
are you talking about? It's nothing.
It's just nothing.
It's nothing.
Is Gojo Fushiguro on there?
Yeah. It's lower. Yeah. Also
I mean, like, not... they also sucks, but, like, I'm kind of surprised that one's low. I feel like if of the two of them, that would be the one that, like, I could see people glomming on towards.
Although he knows him in a way that makes it suck even more. But
yeah, that's his dad.
It's his funny uncle.
Yeah.
Itadori Sukuna is also on here, which I don't know what's going on there.
That, I gotta... do I have to respect that? I don't know. Something interesting is going on there, and I have to respect
there's like a
something
Greed
about
Link situation going on.
There's a what situation?
A Greed Link situation.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. Put in that context, actually. Okay, yeah. Go with God.
And then there's also Nanami with the girl reading this as well, if you're interested.
Really? How far up on the list is Nanami / Tiana from the Princess Frog? Or the Princess and the Frog?
I'm sure I could find... let me see. But yeah, we have to see Nanami with... Fuck, where is it? Okay. See, there's a problem, because you can do... One of them is Nanami / YOU, Y-O-U. But his boyfriend is just YU.
YU, yes.
Yeah. Okay. So, with Hybra, we have 374. That is not very many.
I think Nanami Mahito is going to be smaller, but I do have to I would be interested in controlling that 374 number for just background stuff.
Yeah, there's like more stuff that you have to do to find it.
Yeah.
I'm not that good at. Oh, yeah, there's like a good amount of Nanami with Gojo too. Which, as we've talked about, we don't exactly support, but we don't condemn.
Is Gojo Hime like the only het ship on the top 10?
Unless you count the girl reading this.
Yeah. Nobumaki's in there too, right? In the top 10?
I'm looking at Mahito and Nanami. So this is 118. So
that's
the
higher.
teen boys are taking it.
Yeah.
But as you said, it's probably mostly background.
Yeah. I'm very curious as to how many of those fics are like actually focused on Nanami and Hybara.
I'll look further into the stats at a later date.
Yeah. But anyways, back to our top 10 before we get back to the episode. We have to pad this out because a lot of this just fight looked cool. So yeah, four was Sukuna Megumi.
Yeah, and then Gojo Itadori sucks. Itadori Sukuna, meh, kind of sucks.
Interesting.
Fushiguro Gojo sucks. Gojo Utahime sucks bad.
I like how that one he gets your sucks
I'm condemning that
bad.
more than pedophilia, apparently.
Yeah,
That can't be right. Sorry. He wouldn't do either of those things.
He would not.
Nanami with you, and he's found a beautiful life. And then Gojo Nanami is number 10. The girls have fallen out.
Nobumaki's not... God damn. They've fallen out of the... I mean, I guess they haven't really been in this season, so, like... Yeah.
We can check in the manga.
Yeah.
I don't know that it'll be significantly different.
Yeah.
No, not really.
Yeah. Well, I mean, given
the situations.
Yeah. Oh God, this is gonna be a spoiler zone that I've been waiting to bitch about for like months. So
right.
let's
let
keep
you go
rolling.
off once we get there.
Yeah.
So Nanami is like, oh, I'm gonna die quite soon. And then his ghostly boyfriend appears, and he's like, hi bro, what was it all for? And Hybra says it's for the babies. Apparently,
it's for the boy reading this. Pointing directly at Itadori. Yeah,
he does a big point at him, and he's like, I can't say anything to him. It'll turn into a curse by accident. But his ghost boyfriend is very adamant that he has to do it.
Yeah, and Nanami says, "You've got it. You've got this from here.
You got it, man. Bye-bye."
Nanami passes him the basketball and says, "Oh, you got this, bro."
Oh, I do not got this, bro.
Yeah, and then Nanami does explode from the waist up.
Yeah, he leaves his legs, which I guess is fine.
Yeah. I have a strange memory of like a bit of his spinal column sticking out of the bottom half.
That's how it is in the manga for sure. He like blasts away, and you can kind of see his bones in the moment.
Yeah. Well,
they changed the like setup of this scene because usually like Hybra points to the side, you know.
Yeah.
And also like Mahito is touching his front instead of his back in the manga.
Yeah. And I think that blocking makes a little bit more sense to me. I
think they changed the blocking to like change the arrows or something. They like made the directions that they're pointing like significant.
Oh, sure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
There's like a pointing north thing going on.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Sure.
Yeah, and Mahito wanted to touch his back muscles. He asked politely, so they let him.
I want to see if I could grate cheese on those things.
So Itadori, yeah, he sees it.
Yeah.
And he gets quite mad about it. He's sad first. He's Nanami, in his sad voice. And he like yells at Mahito about it, and then Mahito like yells back mockingly, which is such a bitch move.
He's like, you don't have to shout, I can hear you.
I can hear you, Itadori.
Mahito voice, you only need to click once, Itadori. No, just a little one for you and me.
No, we're liking it though.
Yeah.
Mahito's being a real bitch for this whole part.
Yeah, I need him quite desperately.
He also does this thing where he's like, Itadori, you're so fucking stupid. Watch this. And he turns his arm into Junpei and stabs it for no reason.
Yep. Yeah.
Do you like this? Hasn't he already done this one?
Yes, he has.
Get some new material, boo!
Yeah, listen.
Mahito's the Raven stand-up meme.
Yeah. And for any Shonleys who are with us up to this point, I would like you to please just understand the amount of Mahito slander that I've had to experience at the fandom for their crimes in these episodes, and how brave I am for wanting to fuck them anyways.
It's so crazy that they were like, there's 4 main curses, and then 3 of them die, and they're like, fuck, I guess the last one has to do all the crimes.
Yeah.
And by God, does he do them?
He does do them, yeah.
It's also funny to think, like, usually when a main villain kills, like, a supporting main character, it's to, like, make them more scary and evil, right? Mm-hmm. But were we not already hating this guy?
Right.
Can you hate him harder?
Yeah, can you hate him harder? How about from this one? Okay, well, if you don't hate him hard enough, we'll do it again next episode.
The back-to-back is pretty crazy.
When I was reading the manga, I did not have this issue with it, but watching it in the anime, I feel like these are just a little too close and a little too similar to me.
Yeah.
Because it's like the same setup and ending to both of them. It's you know.
You got it, Itadori. Wahoo!
Like we're jumping ahead to the end of the second episode here, but like timeline of events, like Itadori runs into Mahito and the person who's about to be a corpse. Mahito touches the corpse, shortly after, and then shortly after they have had their wistful fantasy sequence, they say one last thing to Itadori and then blow up into pieces, and he stands there shell shocked, and it just feels like
it's really weird that it's back to back. Did they like shuffle in order or something, or is it really just like this?
Yeah, it's fascinating. I have a lot of hay to make about the next episode.
All right. Well, yeah. Let's finish this episode.
Yeah. Big fight.
Itadori and Mahito do a lot of fighting. Mahito's like throwing his little pocket boys around.
Yeah.
He makes one into like a big flesh wall that starts squishing them.
Yeah, I think the blocking of that is very fun of it. Just
the way they have to like sidle toward each other is very funny.
It is very fun. Yeah.
Why are they doing that?
Yeah.
All right, man. Whatever.
Yeah. Sure, man. Sure.
Yeah, they do some like very close range punches and slices and such.
Yeah. Mahito big feet. They
both blast through the flesh wall, and then Mahito says, actually, there's no difference between good and bad things.
Yeah, you and I are the same. We're the same person.
Yeah.
Do you remember? Do you know why? It's because of Junpei.
You are me, thou art I.
There's a funny thing Mahito says where Itadori's like, how could you toy with countless lives like this? How could you do this? And Mahito's like, well, if you want me to keep track, I can start from the next person that I kill.
Yeah.
I'll start counting.
I can count. You think I don't know how to count just because I never went to school?
Yeah.
That's prejudiced against curses, by the way.
Yeah, and then he does the Junpei Muppet hand. Yeah.
He didn't have to do that.
Yeah.
Then they have like an elevator fight for a little while, which does look fun.
Mm.
It's, blocked in an interesting way. Itadori's like, oh, he's gonna come from above or below, and he does some punches. Jumps out of the elevator. There's like a big flesh worm going through it.
Yeah.
Mahito pops out. That's when he does the kissy too.
Yeah, that's when he does the kissy. And then when they get out of the elevator, Itadori like loses Mahito for a moment. Mm-hmm. And then like he rounds a corner and there are just like two normal guys standing there.
And Itadori's like, oh fuck, I gotta save them, honey.
Buddy, learn a lesson once.
It's like, Itadori, it's heartbreakingly sweet that you think these are two people you can save. But you have to learn a lesson once, or twice at least.
Yeah, you have to learn a lesson at some point, buddy.
Mahito's literally like, how could you fall for that again?
Yeah, because like Mahito just like, Mahito big fist comes out of one of the guy's mouth and just punches Itadori.
In that guy.
Yeah, and then he like jumps out of that body and turns the other guy into a sword.
That is pretty cool, kind of.
It was. I didn't know he could do that. He
made a man sword.
I did not know he could do that.
Didn't know he could do that.
Oh, he turned a man into a sword. That's foreshadowing. For what? Don't worry about it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And then there's like a flashback to what's going on somewhere else. So there's all these guys. Do you remember when they were teammates in Alive?
Yeah. Dagon's there.
Dagon's there going slurp slurp.
He is the
He has like a big people soup that he's like slurping up, and Mahito's like, chug, chug, chug.
Yeah, the little song that Mahito's singing here is so cute. It's like, yay, yay, Dagon, yay!
And Jogo is there too, and also Choso from before he had his revelations.
Yeah, before he knew he knew they were the two brothers.
And they're like, wahoo, let's go kill Itadori. And Jogo's like, no, I don't want to do that. Remember when that was his plan?
Yeah.
But then Mahito says, watch this, two of them.
Two of me. Hashtag the two Mahitos. Hashtag the two me's.
No! He will never get my hashtag! So there's two of him, but it's not hashtag, so you can't search it on Twitter. And Jogo's like, fuck, I hate this, and I agree, man. Yep. I hate it when there's two of him.
More for me.
So the two of them run out in different directions, and then we see that the one fighting Itadori is one of him. And then there's another one, and it has in fact found Kugasaki.
Yeah.
And she says, hey, loser, coward, bitch, baby.
Yeah. Yeah, hey, I haven't had any good chances to shine yet today, and unfortunately, baby girl.
Well, she's gonna try.
She's gonna try. She's gonna put him kind of on the ropes for a minute.
Yeah, she does one good move.
Yeah, that. Oh, do you remember those articles from like
the articles that Josh writes?
Yeah, the articles that Josh writes from like 3 years ago when the first season was airing, when it was like, oh, Jujutsu Kaisen has like the best women cast in shonen. I'm like, do I disagree with that? I don't know that I do. Do I? But like, I like saying like someone who scored a 20% on an exam did way better than everyone who scored a 0%.
I'm kind of beginning to develop some like meta narrative opinions on that I think are interesting. Yeah.
Can we go into them now, or does that need to wait till the spoiler zone? I would love to hear them if we either now or in spoiler zone. I'd love to hear them.
It probably has to be spoiler zone, and it might not even be fully developed until we see like more of the finale of the manga.
Yeah. I feel that right now, where it's like I feel like some things are swirling in my head, but I'm also trying to like temper because I'm like, well, there's still room left. Like he's clearly not ending the manga like this year, like he said he was going to. Like obviously, unless he just like in 2 weeks like and
he
done.
Said, "Etople."
Etople. But yes, Nobara launches some nails into the sign above Mahito and like begins attacking him. She almost gets him with hairpin. She like nails him right in the square of the head, but it does not work on him like that, sadly.
Yeah, sadly, he's got abilities to regenerate and such.
And the episode ends with Mahito being like, oh, I'm gonna drag her in front of Itadori and kill her.
Yeah. I guess she knows Itadori. I hate that guy, so I'd love to do like psychological torture on him.
Yeah, exactly.
And then the like next time on, Mahito says, like, dwelling on the past means you're an otaku. Come on, man. I don't know what he means by that. Who knows? Yeah,
because the question that he asks is, do you more clearly remember the person you once loved or the person you once hated? And then the answer is, dwelling on the past means you're an otaku.
Dumbass. You shouldn't have loved or hated anyone.
Yeah. Yeah, so now we go into Right and Wrong Part 2.
Uh-huh. Do you think it'll be right or wrong?
I don't think it's going to be...
Caring about it being either makes you an otaku, by the way. Haha.
Fuck. I mean,
gotcha.
I mean, I have an anime shelf. Like I was in a depression mood today, and I needed some comfort food, so I put on an old a trashy anime from a trashy like crime thriller anime from a couple years ago that I fucking love. By the way, quick shout out. I want to shout this one out because it's called Id Invaded, and if you like, it is like if. It is a series that is built in a lab for me because it is like all of the dumbest parts of Paprika and all of the dumbest parts of the Saw franchise smushed into one series.
That's pretty funny.
It is very very fun to watch and very fucking stupid. And Junichi Suabe is there.
Oh, I love when he's there.
Yeah, he's the main guy. The funniest thing about that show to me, one of the funniest things about that show to me, there are a lot of things about that show that are the funniest thing about that show. The show centers on a bunch of like serial killers that are like proper nouns. They're all like the something. There's like, the perforator who kills people by like, drilling a hole in their head. There's like the something or other. I can't remember. The one that really sticks out in my head though is the serial killer, the boxer, who killed the daughter of the protagonist before the events of the series. Before the events of the series started. And the way that the boxer kills people is he is a professional boxer and he makes his victims get in a boxing ring with him and glues boxing gloves to their hands and makes them fight him to the death. So he did that to a 9-year-old girl, and that's about the level of that's about the level of what's hands. Yeah, he was Edward Boxing Hands. This show is it's such a dumb fucking show. I love it with all my heart.
No, that sounds like a good level of stupid anime bullshit.
It is. It really is. It's delightful. It's got some really fun like dreamscape sequences too, and it's like it's also got it's really reminiscent of AI the Somnium Files, which I think they came out around the same time, so I don't think they could have really influenced each other, but the dream logic that plays a role in both that game and this show really feels similar to me, and I think it's fun.
If you're jonesing for another anime.
Yeah, Id Invaded. Anyways, back to this. My first note just says time for this episode. So we start at a location that is outside the Veil, and we get Nobara, who has recently been healed by Ieri.
That's what they seem to imply. Yeah.
Yes, storming back into the Veil, and Nita is like, "Wait, no, we didn't tell you about Ieri because we didn't want you doing dumb fuck shit like this." And Nobara's like, "Well, bad news. I'm about to do some dumb fuck shit."
You know, Megami knew about Ieri.
He did. Why did Megami?
Why did he get to know? Because then he did dumb fuck shit.
Right.
Wait a second.
And Nobara says, I can't be the only one hanging back while Itadori and Megumi are in there taking care of things.
Yeah. I have to go die right now immediately.
Yeah, I need to throw myself directly into the path
Honestly,
of the oncoming train.
Itadori and Megumi did both already die right now immediately, so maybe she's right.
Yeah, right. She's like, well, okay, if they died and come back, well, surely the same thing would have happened for me.
Yeah, hell must be full, right? So I'll come back.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, she enters the Veil, and it just so happens to be right where Itadori woke back up after Sukuna exploded everyone.
Yeah, it's a cool little shot.
Yeah. She's like passes the Veil, and it's like, oh, there's the terror, there's the horrors.
Crater, the big circle, the 140-meter circumference. No, not circumference. I'm sorry for saying a math word wrong in front of you.
Radius.
Yeah,
radius?
It was probably radius.
After the OP, we get back to Mahito fighting Itadori. Very briefly, Mahito has 3 humans on shish kebabs on his arm. Yeah, and he fucking whips them at Itadori, just flings them off he's cracking a whip. Mm-hmm. And they look like because Itadori catches one of them. He's like, "Oh my god, are you okay?" And the person turns blue and says, "I'm fine," and then explodes.
Oh, Itadori, they're so obviously not ever going to be okay.
No. Hasn't he, you'd think he would have learned by now.
He's checking.
He's checking. He's checking. Yeah, Mahito, too, is fighting Nobara, and they're, trading just glancing blows, really, just, getting the fight started off. Mm-hmm. And we get some internal monologue from Mahitu explaining that,
I'll accept Mahitu, sure.
Mahitu, yeah. We get some internal monologue from Mahitu that because he is a double, he does not have the ability to actually transfigure other people like OG Mahito does. Uh-huh. Mahitoji, if you will.
Mahitoji? That's the new worst ship of the season.
Oh, fuck. You know that I desperately want both of them to wound me severely, and yet I don't want anything happening between either of them. That is a nadir of sexuality going on there. I think they would have the only thing between them would be sexual. If they had a fight, in an enclosed room, that room would stink of pussy, but they would never fuck. That fight would be so sexually charged that both of them would be dripping. Uh-huh. But they would in any other circumstance, absolutely zero sexual chemistry or tension between them.
Yeah, absolutely not.
Yeah. But yes, Mahito's well, thanks for wearing your nerves down for me, baby.
Yeah. Because Kugasaki's avoiding letting him touch her because she thinks that he can make her into a Totodile, but he doesn't have that ability at the moment.
Yeah, he gouges a big chunk out of Nobara's arm with his claws, and she does a big jump stunt and hammers a nail into the ground, which makes a bunch of other nails tip up a little bit, and she hairpins all of them directly into Mahito. Mm-hmm. And then she just kind of Gulliver's travels his ass down with the nails, and then hits him with the resonance nail, which also hurts the Mahito that Itadori's fighting. And he's like, "Oh fuck, Kugisaki." It's
really cute that he knows it's her right away when he sees her ability activate. I'm like, oh,
no, it's a really sweet thing. It's a really sweet thing. And Mahito's like, "Oh fuck, Itadori usually wasn't my only natural enemy.
My matchups are in shambles."
Oh my god, I'm going 0-2 to multiple people in pools. I'm not making it to bracket. And then Nobara tells Mahito, it's interesting, I felt that resonance elsewhere. Also, you're so sucks. Are you a doubler, perhaps?
I'm noticing a lot of things.
Yeah. We cut back to Itadori. God, I need to bitch again, I'm sorry. Wow. But this is Nobara's scene this season, right? Uh-huh. This is her time to shine, and it even ends with her dying. She doesn't even win this fight. She loses this fight. The impact of this fight is that she helped Itadori win his end of the fight, kind of. but, like, half of her fight is just Itadori's fight. You couldn't get my girl one fight where she did where, like, she got to just, like, do something, huh?
Uh-huh.
I mean, yeah, like, fucking, yeah. Local faggot disappointed by women in shonen. Like, I'm rolling up to a vegan restaurant and be like, where the fuck is your pork?
Disappointing female character fight in shonen, likely place for it to be.
Yeah. Fumbled female character found in shonen. Yeah, fork found in silverware drawer. Come on now. Back to the Itadori Mahito fight, which also made Nobara's engagement feel shorter here. I need to say, well, I want to shout out like the one really cool scene in their fight where it's like really where like really starkly lit with like this big orange and black background. Like the only thing you really see is like the only other things that are colored in the frame that are not orange and black are Nobara, whose primary colors are orange and very, very, very dark blue. I think it looks cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
It looks nice. Yeah. We're back to the Itadori part of the fight, and Itadori's like, oh, now this is an opening. Nobara, thank you. I couldn't save anyone. Everyone's efforts were in vain, but you let me believe that I'm not alone fighting here.
Nothing will happen to you in the next 5 to 10 minutes.
I'm vowing to kill Mahito here and now. And then we come back to the Mahito versus Nobara, and he does a very funny running away pose.
I'm running away now.
He has the fucking Joseph Joe style.
He does, yeah.
And then this is also when we cut back to Itadori punching Mahito, who splits into 6
minions from the Minions ride at Universal Studios theme park.
Exactly. They all scatter because they are all looking for Gru. Itadori's like, well, one of them's got to have the soul in it. I should kill that one, but he doesn't guess right. He only had a 1 in 6 chance.
Yeah, and he tricked him. Also, he got soul swap.
Yep. But he's now chasing. Yeah, now Itadori's chasing Mahito. Nobara's chasing Mahito. They both get to the same train tunnel. The Mahitos run past each other, and now the Mahito that actually can do transfiguration on other humans is face to face with Nobara. Itadori is like, Nobara, no, run away. Kugisaki, get out of here. But Mahito just claps his hand on the side of her face, and now we get a half episode long flashback.
Yeah, would you like to see a little Kugisaki? Well, I wouldn't say no.
No, I wouldn't say no. Would you like to see, little Kugisaki and her friend Fumi?
Her little friend Fumi is pretty cute.
Her friend Fumi is very cute, yeah.
She reminded me of that, like, anime girl from the like shy girl anime.
Komi-san can't communicate.
Yeah. She does that like no mouth thing for a while.
She does. She does absolutely. No, I was absolutely getting those vibes too, but I didn't want to. I didn't want to be like. I didn't really want to be like boss baby it. But yeah, so the flashback is like very briefly narrated by Nobara because we get the flashback start and she's playing Brawl with her with
I'm glad that you picked out that it was exactly Brawl because she is playing Meta Knight. I know she's tear whoring.
Well, like the thing is that like it's Brawl because it's 2009.
It's fake Brawl.
But they are specific, like the version of Battlefield that they're playing on looks exactly like the version of Battlefield that's in Smash Bros for 3DS and Smash Ultimate. Mm-hmm. So. They're not actually playing like the real Nintendo characters, but you can tell which ones are meant to be who. Yeah, Nobara is also playing with a GameCube controller. You can tell because it only has one shoulder. It only has one bumper. It only has the Z button. Mm-hmm. By the way, dark shoutouts to Nintendo for when they made the Switch, they put the Z buttons not where the Z was on the GameCube controller, and and I've had a Switch for 5 years now. And it fucks me up every time because the game tells me press ZR to do something, and I press R every time because I think, well, you would put ZR right where you put the Z button on the GameCube controller, right? Yeah, that makes sense. Though I would assume it's also probably based on the SNES controller that did have the L and R. So who am I to judge? Whatever. Who give a shit? Doesn't matter. Nobara says, I thought everyone was crazy that I was the only same one. And then we get the eye catch. And when we come back from the eye catch, the entire flashback is narrated by Fumi, her friend. Yeah. We've never heard of this girl before in our lives. Not once. Like, what? Did she shout out? No. In the episode where Nobara is introduced, obviously the backstory is largely with Saori. She talks about Saori. How do you Saori, yes. Saori, yeah. Saori, yeah. She talks about Saori, but she does not talk about Fumi, which is funny. It is. Because Fumi later is like, she doesn't care about me that much. I'm small potatoes. True. It's so, like, I don't mind having other characters put into this, but like with the amount of time that we've gotten with Nobara, like something more about this, deepening the Saori relationship instead of just like appending it to this new Fumi relationship, I think would have worked a little better for me. But I'm splitting hairs here.
They do kind of give us more Saori too.
They do. Yeah, we get Saori present day working an unfulfilling job at a magazine.
Well, hard to say.
Animation studio. I don't know what her job is.
Yeah, that's why she's pulling an all-nighter. She works at the anime. Oh, actually, one thing that does happen before this flashback that I wanted to note is right when Mahito gives her the slap, we get like a little segment of her heart beating really fast and loud.
Oh God! That pervert will not leave us alone.
Why does he win?
He's winning so hard.
Oh, that pervert is just like, fuck yes, he jumped up and cheered. Yeah.
He had to I'm imagining, you know what? I'm imagining in my head this guy like getting to that and then like having to pause the episode so he can jack off, and then resuming the episode and having to experience the last 10 minutes just like with like in post nut clarity. Brain.
He understands exactly the significance of this backstory now.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll never get there. You and I don't understand.
I mean, we could get there if we just jacked off before watching
no, you
the
have
episode.
to have this specific fetish for it to work. Sorry.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
We have to start a training montage.
Could I crank off to Mahito? Would that work?
I'm sorry.
I guess I could get into
hearts beating very fast and loud.
Yeah, heartbeat play, I suppose. I mean, this is like that is not my first exposure to like some eroticization of like hearts in that nature. But the main version that I've seen in outside of this is largely in the furry fandom. It is from people who got like really weirdly horny and at like old Looney Tunes cartoons whenever Pepe Le Pew's heart would bounce out of his chest or whatever. I have seen not a ton of that. It's not like extremely like widespread, but there are some communities. So I mean, I could probably worm my way into it if there was like a sexy like if there was like a sexy tiger girl with her heart beating out of her chest. I could probably find, love finds a way.
It's all for you, Kugisaki.
It's all for me dumping my nut into the Nobara jar that I keep on the radiator. It's all for you, Kugisaki.
No. No, it's not like a Rainbow Dash cum jar. It's like like you're raising money for charity jar. Okay. Do you remember the part of the Rainbow Dash jar thing where he boiled it on accident? Yeah, absolutely, I do.
I think about that.
That's why it was that color. Yeah.
I'm just imagining it like gurgling like a tar pit.
Yeah, it's Bloopin.
It's
That shit is straight up Bloopin, I'm sorry.
That shit is Bloopin, oh my god.
Let's see, what happens in this flashback about first graders?
Yeah. Fumi wants a blue backpack, but everyone at school hate her for it because everyone has a red or a black backpack.
Yeah, a lot of haters.
Yeah. But then Nobara is like, oh, let's trade backpacks. I want the blue backpack. Please. And then Nobara, we like smash cut to Nobara beating the shit out of the boys.
She does like a drop kick against
Fumi.
two boys.
I love her. I love her.
And then like a teacher comes and, Nobara, you quit fighting. And she like says, fuck you, old man. Yeah, you'll never catch me alive.
Like, I know this is just because of the way the story went, but, like, I'm remembering, like, the fun that there was, like, in the original Blind Obedience when they went to Megumi's old school. Like,
oh, fuck, that was so good. Megumi, you were a naughty boy, weren't you?
And then Megumi getting to fire back, like, oh, okay, so I was the naughty boy, though, huh? But, after that, Nobara came over and played Smash Bros. With Fumi's dad most days. They don't call it... It's interesting they don't, like... I think they explicitly refer to it as Smash in the manga.
Yeah. Well, and she said that she plays Smash in the anime.
Yeah,
before,
yeah. She'll meteor... She says she'll meteor smash you so you can't recover.
Yeah. And we see that she learns how to stuff recoveries in this episode.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my god, it's all coming back.
It is. Finally. Okay, you know, I gotta recant everything I've said about Gege. He's actually the smartest writer of all time. He's cooking. There's this haunting detail. I don't remember if it was in the manga, but I'd forgotten about it if it was, where Noburo says something about like like people in this village are weird to people that they're friends with, and Fumi says that she didn't know what Noburo was talking about until a neighbor brought her red rice to celebrate her first period.
Yeah, free beans.
Listen, I obviously never had to experience the having a first period, but I feel like if I did and a neighbor brought me like red rice to like anything really to celebrate it, I would feel
sucks.
Like free.
You don't want anyone knowing about that. You want to crawl in a hole and die, actually.
Yeah. That seems consistent with most of the other ways that I've experienced bleeding in my life.
Yeah, it's not a good situation almost ever.
Yeah.
But you do get free beans, so think about that.
Ooh, that's a pretty steep price to pay for some free beans, but I do like free beans. Though, you know what I have to pay for free beans other times? The price I have to pay is worrying that someone is going to say, "Hey, you didn't scan that can of beans at the grocery." Ooh. This is a joke. This is a joke. I would never shoplift beans from the grocery because that is cheap enough that I don't fucking care.
Yeah, you can pay for the beans. Shoplift.
I can pay for the beans.
Something.
Yeah, shoplift dog food like meats.
My new favorite one that I'm on right now is you can stack up 2 sushis and then just scan the bottom one and put them right in.
I want last year when I had like just gotten fired. This is like I had just gotten fired from my job, and like this was like I was running out of the money that people had given me on GoFundMe, and that was going to be fine because I was going to have a job again. And I was like, I had to go to the store and I had to buy 3 things, one of which was a birthday card for Amadeus, one of which was paper plates, and I don't remember what the third thing was. But I saw that the paper plates were $7 a piece, and I just held that that birthday card under the plate so that it looked like I was scanning the plates, but I scanned the card.
No, that's a good one. When I see that things are like a lot more expensive than I feel they should be, I'm like, they aren't anymore. Sorry.
Yeah.
You asked me for too much, so now you get nothing.
Yeah, exactly. Like, when I go to the store and I see that like a can of black beans is like $1.80, I'm like, what? I should just put Danny Wegman's head on a pike. I mean, he's dead. He's been dead for a couple of years now, but like, ain't no harm in digging that man up, right?
The sushi used to be, it was $5 Sushi Tuesday, and I would go and get 2 sushis, one for me and my brother, for $5 each. That's a nice little $5 Sushi Tuesday. And they would always have a sign out front that said it's $5 Sushi Tuesday. And then, like a few months ago, they added on the sign, it's $6 Sushi Tuesday. Fuck you, it is.
No.
Now it's $3 Sushi Tuesday for asking me. Because I steal one. You fucked up. You could have had $10. Now you only get 6.
My personal favorite is like, have you ever shoplifted without even realizing it? Like you're just doing the self-checkout and like you just scan
it. And then I was like, it's easy.
Yeah, no, like you just drag something across at the exact same time someone else beeps, and then like you look at your receipt later and like, wait, I didn't pay for the chicken? Oh.
Yeah, or like you have the cart and there's like something in the bottom zone and you just forget because you're fucking at the store.
Yeah.
Very easy to do.
Yep. The one I've never gotten caught, but I have gotten like someone at the one of the grocery stores I went to was just like, oh, if you use the price gun that we have there, you can actually just scan the thing in the bottom on your bottom rack that you forgot about. And I was like, oh, silly me, I forgot to scan that 12-pack seltzer. My bad. Thanks for the heads up. But I was like, there was someone who had blue hair and they kind of looked like they might have had pronouns. And I was like, I kind of hoped you'd be cool.
Can't you tell I have pronouns? Come on.
Yeah, like look at how tall I am and how big my tits are. You know I have pronouns
right now. Where's our pronoun solidarity?
Okay, cut however much that you feel would be okay.
Snitch.
I want to. Okay, great. Yeah, we ain't got no snitches among us.
So a hot older girl moves into the village.
Yes, sorry. Nobara's like, oh, I found a secret base, and Fumi's like, wow, I can't wait to go to the secret base. And they go, and it's just someone's house. It's Saori's house.
We can't go in someone's house, but actually a girl lives there.
Yeah, Fumi says that Saori was nice, and that Nobara was happier and nicer after meeting her, and became more refined.
Yeah, she wants to be a girl now, I guess.
Yeah, I fucking hate not that really plays. Like Nobara has a lot of like virality to her as a character. I don't feel like that like this like robbed us of some like Nobara being a freak sometimes. I just like that line just made me really roll my eyes.
I think it's kind of fun how she's like acts feminine in some ways, but also just like bites people.
Yeah,
it's a fun juxtaposition. That's kind of what's nice about her character.
Yeah, that's true. I just rolled my eyes a little bit. Like I said, a little bit. I am very mad about Gege's treatment about Nobara in this story that I have a hard time deciding what is fair and what is unfair criticism. And I'm very grateful to have people like me by my side to say, baby, I love you, but you are not really, this is not really much anything as criticism goes. Yeah, so the Saori gets bullied out of town.
Yeah, that's what you get for being a city girl. Fuck out of here.
Yep. And Nobara's very sad.
Yeah,
she cries.
She cries huge tears. This is some real Ghibli shit.
Yep. And then she cries again when she has to go to Tokyo, which was delayed by a fight with her Gam, which this was like immediately before the events of the third episode of the first season, right? Like this was like that was the train she got on to go visit her boys.
Yeah, basically.
Or to go see her boys. Which makes it all the funnier that Fumi was not mentioned when Nobara was thinking about her past.
Don't know her, sorry.
No, but she very clearly remembered going to Saori's house and the macarons especially, but not Fumi.
Was there another girl there? No, I don't think so.
Listen, I get this is the way the story is written. Sometimes you just do stuff. It's just very funny.
Sometimes there's like a hot girl in your memory. It's kind of eclipsing all of the other people that were there at the moment.
Yeah, this happens very frequently. I don't remember. Like I can remember 3 people that were in my art program that when I went to my first undergraduate, and 2 of them are the hot alt girl that I had a crush on.
Yeah, that's how it be.
Yes, she's like, oh yeah, next time we meet, let's make sure all 3 of us are together. You, me, and Saori. And they both try not to cry, and they fail their mission. And then we cut to Saori working her job in the present.
She's got like a cute little fit going on.
Yeah, I like her fit. And she's like, damn, my life wasn't supposed to be like this. My job's a joke, I'm broke, and my love life's DOA.
Yeah.
It's like I'm always stuck in second gear. Someday it'll be my day, or my week, or my month, or even my year.
Yeah.
So
for some reason, Saori like recounts the story from her point of view that we just saw.
It's cute. I like it.
There were some first graders and I made them a tea. Isn't that funny?
I do think that's genuinely very cute. Like, I really like that detail where it's like, this was like, Saori is kind of like drummed up as like this like, especially with her having to leave town, like, it's drummed up as like this quasi-mythical figure in Nobara's backstory. And then we meet her and she's just like, yeah, I didn't have a younger sister, so I kind of just tried to like make myself an older sister to these kids. I even poured them tea a couple times. Haha, isn't that silly?
Her coworker is like, oh, that's pretty cute, actually.
Yeah, and Saori's like, I hope she's doing well. But unfortunately, Saori, I regret to inform you, she's currently in the process of having her mid-death flashback.
Yeah. Yeah, there's like, she's, the coworker is also like, oh, it sounds like there's some terrorism in Shibuya right now.
Yeah, fucked up.
Yeah, that's crazy. I hope that doesn't happen here.
Yeah, that'd be me reading about the new spike protein virus that is currently ravaging European countries in February of 2020.
I hope Japan doesn't become battlefields.
I hope the sea is never forced to become battlefields again. Yeah, we get Nobara
she's on
with
her
her
fucking
hand over
chairs shit again.
Yeah, she's on her chairs shit. She's like, oh, there's so many fucking empty chairs in her mind space, which is really funny.
This is how many friends I should have.
Yeah, unfortunately, due to woke, I only have 7.
Fucking woke, I'm sick of it.
Fucking woke. Due to woke is the funniest sentence in the world. I'm not thinking about. I'm like, there was one that I saw on Tumblr a couple days ago that was like, you could never do what Bud Dwyer did on television today due to woke. Yeah, we get everyone from, everyone from Tokyo is in her chairs, and also Fumi is there. And then, Nobara, looks at Fumi.
All her favorite characters from all media come in to give her a big hug.
Yeah. This moment did make me a little sad, because, Nobara looks at Fumi, and then Fumi looks at the camera, and then the camera, cuts back to Fumi's sight line, and it's baby Nobara in a chair.
Yeah,
and then
she's little.
And then,
she only had one friend at the time.
And then it cuts to the chair that baby Nobara was sitting in sideways. I think it's the chair that baby Nobara was in. Yeah. Nobara says, sorry, Fumi, I couldn't keep our promise. And then we cut back to real time, and we see Itadori's horrified face, and Nobara says, hey, tell everyone that life wasn't so bad. And then she also explodes quite badly.
Yeah, she doesn't explode as bad as she does in the manga, though.
No.
In the manga, her eyeball goes flying.
Oh, no, you can absolutely see her eyeball go flying from the side here. You absolutely see a white projectile fly out of her face. Okay. No, yeah, she absolutely loses an eyeball here. It's nowhere near as bad as Nanami exploding. Nanami exploded torso up. Nobara here,
he was to shreds,
Yeah, critical wound here to be sure, but definitely, not as,
plenty of people only have one eyeball.
Yeah, and certainly not as certain a death as, honestly, if I see, seeing this compared to, the beating that, fucking, Ino took, or Ijishi getting stabbed directly to the chest, if those two survived, I would look at this and say, it seems less likely than that, but,
Yeah, get her over to Shoko on the double.
Yeah. And then we get our next time on, because that's the end of the episode.
Yeah, that is, in fact, the end of the episode.
Yep.
Do we do the questions first usually?
Oh yes, we do. We actually have we do have a couple this week.
I think we do have questions.
Yeah, we have questions. Let me pull them up, because a couple from our Discord. And we have one on the Twitter as well. From our Discord server. Well, two of the things that we got were just things that should happen to Mahito, and would you be so kind as to actually edit these sound effects in for me when
I can do my
doing
best.
The episode? Sure. I think Mahito should get and made to before Yuji. Him.
Correct.
Neve, that one's from Discord user Ruby, ruby.coast. Neve of the show Neve, asks, when will Gege pay for his crimes?
Never, he's running, just like Mahito.
And the last question, quote unquote, we got is from artist of the show, Ogi. I think Mahito should be sent back in time because he would make a fantastic Tumblr user in the 2015 Kinney era and get a taste of his own medicine, apart from torturing transformed souls.
Yeah, it seemed like that he was really weak to, teen girl bullying in this episode. So I think we could get him. We could really get his ass on Tumblr.
Yeah, we could kill him. If we introduce him to enough kin discourse, we could kill him.
We can make him explode, yeah.
Yeah, we can do this to him. Very sad, but that's okay.
I'm not crying.
Yeah, I know you're not. Now domain expansion Forbidden Library?
Right, yes, we'll do spoilers now.
Fucking... Dude.
You know what's crazy is me watching this, I'm like, she might come back.
I feel completely quashed by this. I'm down to 1% believer. Before this episode, I was probably at 30-40% believer. I'm at 1. I am just at a fucking 1 right now. I'm holding on to that 1 for dear life, but it's a 1. I've spent a lot of time this week mad about the Miwa stuff in the very latest chapter. Not a lot of time, because I don't think about this series as much as I did 3 years ago when we started this podcast, but I've spent a considerable amount of time mad about it, because it's just, it's talking with Neve, and she has said that Gege writes women in this series the way that Akira Toriyama writes any protagonist that is not Goku. And the example that she drew is that, hold on, I'm going to read this text that she sent me the other day, explaining her thoughts on this, because I gotta shout her out, gotta get her on the pod here. She said, it's because the Miwa thing reminded me of a Dragon Ball Z episode, which to be fair was filler, he had nothing to do with, but which hints at an overall trend, where Krillin uses the Kienzan, which is stated in canon to be able to cut through literally anything, on Cell, and it straight up just does not work. And I'm just staring at that and yeah, that just kind of happened to me in the manga this week. She Gege had that ominous panel of her walking around destroyed Shibuya 20 chapters ago, give or take.
A while ago,
and then And then we find out what it was, and it was her making a pact to give up using a katana for the rest of her life and not doing a single point of damage to Kenjaku.
Well, it happens.
And, like, I get it. Of course, yeah, Miwa's not gonna fucking take down Kenjaku. I'm being realistic here, but also just, like, just no. Just nuh-uh.
It feels metatextual, though, don't you think? This is where I'm at. Because, like, he showed in the beginning, like, there was a reason that people thought that his female characters were good. Because not only were they good, but he showed that he was actively thinking about the way that society views women, right? Like, he explicitly talked about it. So it's not like he would do this stuff thoughtlessly. So if you take that point, then you have to think that there's a thought behind it.
But, like, what is the thought? Like, I'm not dismissing this out of hand, but, like, I don't know what the thought is, because, like, just because you address something does not inherently mean that you are going to, just because you, like, mention, like, talk about stuff. Like, I will agree with you. Yeah, he did talk about that stuff, and I don't, like, it felt, but, like, even when we were talking about it, like, looking back on our conversations about the because we're talking about the,
Momo.
Oh, Momo, thank you.
It's like Nishimiya. Yeah.
Momo Nishimiya. Like, we're talking about the Nomura Nishimiya fight, and I agree, there is that happening in that fight, but I also, like, it just doesn't...
And there's all this stuff with Maki, too, right? Like, Maki is still moving forward in that way, too.
Yeah,
I think it really has to do with, like, the society is set up as, like, within the bounds of this society, women are treated this way. So, like, all the women still acting within the bounds of society are continuing to be treated that way. And Maki is the only one who isn't, because she's, like, shaken off the bounds of their society. I think it's really like a meta, like, the master's tools kind of thing. Because, like...
I'm open to being proven wrong on this, but just as the current text stands, I don't think... I really am... I don't feel that way. No, I can see where you're coming from. I certainly can. I just think that's giving a little too... I don't know. Like, I think if he was interested in talking about those things, I feel like we would be... It just doesn't feel like thought out to the extent that you would require for that. Because, like, that is a very, like that is a knot of a thing to tackle, right? And, like, it feels like the women characters are just not on screen long enough for that, especially at the point that the manga is currently. It just feels like the female characters are not on screen long enough to really be grappling with that. And, like, of course Maki is the exception, but, like, I feel like she is the exception that sort of proves the rule, because if we take Maki out, like, I know I'm just hashing conversations that we've had over the last, like, 3 fucking years at this point. Like, I don't want to get, like, incredibly in depth here, but I don't know. Like I said, I'm open to being wrong about this.
Yeah,
but...
and like I said, I'm still kind of percolating it, and it requires, like, more context of where the ending lands. But it feels like killing Gojo kind of shows that he's, like, angling for, like, Gojo's plan was wrong, right? Like, Gojo's plan was to, like, remake society from within itself with, like, the right people or something. And he's dead now, so he was wrong.
But, like, no, his plan was specifically to, like, raise the next generation of people who would do that. And, like,
within the framework,
Yeah, within the framework. But the fact is that, like, to my recollection, Gojo was not, like, saying, I and these people. Well, he was thinking of them as peers, but, like, Okotsu and Itadori and, like, Hikari and all the other people, like, they were, like, the people for who were going to do this. They would be standing shoulder to shoulder with him. And I don't think him beefing it really says much about his, like, thought. I think this is just, like, leading, like, oh yes, Itadori and Okotsu and all will be the next generation that define this whole thing. I don't know. I just feel like I grow less optimistic about, like, being happy with how this story ends with each update. But, I've been kind of jaded with it for a while now. I feel like that's been pretty clear about, like, with the way I've talked about it.
It's hard to understand the themes of something when you don't know the ending. That's why, like, a constantly updating thing is harder to analyze.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like, listen, I would like to be wrong about this. Like, if that's really like one of the core things that Jujutsu Kaisen winds up being about at the end, I'd be really happy. Like, if that's one of the things that, like, Gege is talking about, like, I think that'd be cool. I think that would be a really interesting thing to have be as part of the core of the series.
It's just like, when I see people talking about, like, oh, he just forgot women exist, I'm like, That's not a thing that people do. Like, there's something going on to it. I can't believe that it's just like a thoughtless thing. Because he was like very explicit in the beginning.
I don't think I like forgot women is like that is a like certainly a very dense way of saying it, but it's I don't know. I don't know if I'm willing to extend him that line of credit right now. His credit score is not very good.
Did you see the one that was like he turned Kenjaku into a woman? They're dead next chapter than they were.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
I'll give Twitter posters that one. That was pretty funny.
Yeah, they have that one. Yeah. The other one that like really is sticking in my craw about the way the like because this Miwa thing feels like very like it's even happening against the same character where Yuki just like fought Kenjaku and like put her everything into an attack and like all that happened is that Kenjaku got lost clothing. Really? Like she put her entire pussy into fighting him.
Yeah.
And
Kenjaku especially, and I mean Sukuna too, but Kenjaku is like specifically like a villain who's derived the majority of their power from the exploitation of women explicitly, right?
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
So I don't know, it feels thematically like something.
But the thing is that, like, I feel like that is very true, absolutely. Because, like, you know, Kenjaku's whole thing is that he forcibly impregnated and aborted a bunch of women back when he was in the body of Noritoshi Kamo. But...
And then, you know, like, to an extent, like, or whatever they did with Itadori's mom is also using a woman's body.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree that like they talked about that explicitly when they talked about the cursed womb in, you know, the Origin of Blind Obedience arc. But to my recollection, like Noritoshi Kamo's crimes that like the things that he did to women, I feel like have not really been mentioned.
Well, they're gonna start bringing up Itadori getting the power of the cursed wombs, right?
Yeah.
So then all of Itadori's power is also like trickling through that, also from the exploitation of women. Because it's all from his possessed mom's body and this abused woman. So it could come up soon.
Yeah. I mean, the way the story is, I don't see what... I feel like it would be If Gege did decide that he wanted his story
like
to be about this...
I understand that I'm giving him a lot of credit here.
Yeah.
And, you know, I feel fine with that because I still like the story. But it feels like there's parts available.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I'm very, like I said, I'm very open to being wrong here. I don't see it currently, but you know, we'll see. Anyways, Nobara, I'm 1%. No, there's no.
She's coming back with the cool eye patch. Write it down right now. Kogasaki with a cool eye patch 1,000 years.
I know you hate this sentence. I know you've said that you just don't like this sentence. I have spent a long time thinking about like every single like new arc or new development that happens. I've seen like, okay, so if Nobara comes in here, or if Nobara comes in here, or if Nobara comes in here, then this, or whatever. And like, it would be understandable. This is like this would be a really interesting place for her to re-enter the story after so much time on the sidelines. But where we are right now just feels so... It would feel weird for her to re-enter the story in a meaningful way right now, unless Gege is lying and just like is intending to keep the story going way longer. And I feel like we're going to have I feel like we're going to be done in 6 months. Like in 6 months' time, I think the series will be over because of the way that everything feels right now. Like
yeah, Gojo for sure exploded recently.
Yeah, he did. That did happen to him.
He did that.
Yeah,
and he looked great doing it, didn't he, folks?
And like the thing is that like. The story that I can see where Gojo is not really dead is also the story I can see where Nobara comes back in a meaningful way.
Come on, bring them both back.
Hold on, because the story that I can see where Gojo comes back in a way that is meaningful to the story and actually feels satisfying in some way is a longer story. Because I don't like. Would you feel, like? Okay, I know you would be because you fucking love Gojo and you are like Fujoshi brain number one. But. Because I was about to ask, would you really be all that satisfied if this next chapter was like... Yeah, exactly. But in a story with more runway, that I don't know. I feel like Jujutsu Kaisen is nearing the end just based on the stories I'm getting from just based on the signifiers I'm getting from the signposting in the story. Like, you know, Sukuna taking over Megumi's body felt like a real shift into endgame type shit. And I just don't.
It's very weird that after he did that, though, he exploded Megumi and he died and went to heaven forever, and no one really said anything about that.
Really, no one's like, because like there was like a month of downtime, like when he was right, because he like this. Aside from the women in the series, this is the thing that has pissed me off the most about Gege recently. Like, why the fuck did he bother writing in Sukuna saying, "Oh, let's fight in 1 month's time," if just to skip a month forward in time?
Had to be on Christmas. It was important.
No, like, listen, yes, skip the month, absolutely. And you know what you should do with that month's time instead of just saying, "Okay, it's now a month later in the next chapter." Give us some downtime. Let the characters breathe. Let the story breathe. Let the characters do something. Please? Can we see anybody? Can we see characters having reactions to things aside from in the moment or thinking about things while watching other people fight? Because we have just been in go, go, go mode since the culling game, and I like the culling game more than I feel like I let on. Like, for all my complaints about the story,
I came back around on the culling game.
Yeah, like, honestly, for all the bitching I've done about the story, if the manga ended tomorrow, like, if it just so happened that the spoilers we're talking about, it just so happened that was the last chapter, I would be like, up until the end, that was pretty much like a 7.5 out of 10.
Yeah, kind of goes.
Yeah. But like, but the I would have killed for any downtime. Like, even the characters I don't give a shit about. Like, Panda knows about Yaga's death, I'm assuming, but like, we don't know anything about how Panda feels about this. Or how does Panda feel about like the death of his siblings? How does anyone feel about anything?
Wow, cool fight.
They are cool fights, though, is the thing. Do you remember when Megumi's sister came back momentarily and then exploded?
Like, horny?
Yes, and then she died! That was like Megumi's entire thing since, like, day one.
Yeah, I have to save my sister.
Like Tsumiki was his entire thing, and then it just, that is the thing that I'm going to let, like, that cannot be where the Tsumiki stuff ends, because that would be like, just a dog water storytelling.
It really doesn't make a lot of sense, right? I mean, there was, like, some, the sick, twisted irony of, they're together, but they're both possessed. And they're, like, horny, apparently, which is not so good.
Right, but the thing that undergirds good stories with sick, twisted irony is like an emotionally resonant
next
core.
Step after the irony, yeah.
Yeah, you can't just say, wouldn't it be? Yes, it would be fucked up if that happened. But then what?
Yeah, will I see you in heaven? Maybe.
Like,
there hasn't even been a Megumi in heaven, has there? He was in the like sleepy zone, and then Sukuna exploded all his flesh off. And now we don't know where he is. Yeah,
we really have no fucking idea where Megumi. Like, I'm assuming. I think he's still in that. I think he's still in there.
I think he's in like a purgatory for dog boys. Yeah.
Something is going on there. And the thing is, I feel like I've complained about like a lot of the characters that get introduced and how they're being introduced, despite the fact that I feel like Gege has sort of underutilized a lot of the cast that he has brought in so far.
He invented
I love a lot of these characters. Yeah. The new guys are really fun. Like, I love Kashimo. I love Higurumo. I love the comedy guy whose name's escaping me currently. Like, I think, right? Yeah. He's fucking great. He's great. Like, and in retrospect, I've come around on like on Uro and the guy with the pompadour that Akotsu fought. Like, I've really come around on them, and I don't know, man. Gege, you should have set out to write like a 400 chapter story instead of a 300.
Yeah, like, it's capitalism. Who knows when Jujutsu Kaisen's gonna get canceled? Yeah, the real form of canceling or the online form.
Yeah, I've just been like, I think that my issues with the way that Gege has handled his like long and dark arcs is really, again, I'm like looking at Chimera Ants again, Hunter x Hunter, because Chimera Ants is 61 fucking episodes long.
It's too long.
Which is like, the thing is, you would say it's too long, but Neve and I are a quarter of the way through it, and it is just, like, Hunter x Hunter is just really easy to just blast through a whole bunch of it once. it's a very good story, and I never feel like the pacing is, I never feel like I'm being forced to swallow like bad filler episodes or like we are jumping all over the place. Like, I really feel like it's a very long arc, but it feels very well like paced and meted out, where it's like, okay, this order of events makes sense. And we're still in the quarter of the way through, but like I'm starting to see like, okay, I understand why you need these 60 episodes to tell the story that we're telling here. I do understand that at some point I'm going to encounter a series of episodes that it takes about 7 episodes to go over something that is about 10 seconds of real time. So we'll see how my opinion stands when I get to that point. But that said, I don't know. Hunter x Hunter's good. Killua's there.
And a little boy. And my gender warrior is there as well. I've never seen Hunter x Hunter, but yeah, that's my gender warrior.
Yeah, Kurapika's so fucking good. Kurapika, I fucking love them so much. The thing is, obviously, you would be you would be a Kurapika fan.
Yeah.
Like obviously you're not a girl, but I think you would be a Kurapika girly.
Uh-huh.
But I think you would also adopt Killua as your son.
I like that he's nasty, you know?
He hates his dad is the thing.
I hate my fucking dad. I hate my fucking dad.
Actually, wait, hold on. That might not be true. Well, he should hate his dad. He may come to hate his dad by the end of the series, but I think he has a bit of a Stockholm syndrome going on with regards to his torture assassin family.
I also like Neferpitou. Is that it?
Neferpitou, yes. Yeah. She's so cutie. We finally got into her introduction in the anime, and they are like, he's getting all sorts of pronouns thrown at him. Like, I cannot tell this is a subtitle mistranslation or something, or it's just
my gender warrior. It's like a section. It's a section on their fan wiki. It's like gender differences or whatever.
Good for him, frankly. Like, if someone shows up looking like that, like someone that is so traditional.
Yeah, they're calling me the white cat boy girl.
Yes, exactly. That's me. It's me. I'm Neferpitou, but like 3 times as wide.
That could be a fun Neferpitou to be.
And maybe a little bit less strong.
Yeah, but close. All right. I guess that's the spoiler zone.
Yeah, that's the spoiler zone. Long one this time. We had a long and thoughtful discussion.
We had a lot to say.
My depressive episode has been cured. Yay! I'm happy. Let's finish up and get out of here. You can find us on Twitter at Special Grid Snacks. That's Grid with the GRD. You can follow our tremendous cover art artist, Onion at Kalala Fair Art. And thank you to Noah Geist for our incredible intro outro music, Lost in the Bug Snacks. Check them out on Twitter at OwlDude. You can find me on Twitter. Nope, you can't, actually. You can find me on Tumblr, though, chiesautonakas.tumblr.com. And thank you to Noisepace.xyz for hosting this and so many other great podcasts. Shout out to Matt, the Podfather. And also, Kay, I have not had a chance to speak to you since this happened, but happy Henry Kissinger dying.
Oh! God bless us, everyone.
God bless everyone. One of my friends texted me the day after to say that he had been getting fucked while when Kissinger died.
Yay, that killed him!
Getting pounded in the mattress killed Kissinger. If Kissinger found out about the kind of sex that me and my friends have, he would have died on the spot a lot earlier. I'll tell you that.
Why didn't you do everything you could to get the information to him?
God, if I had just managed to send him a telegram about the January 6th memorial orgy, he would have died on the spot.
Oh well, next time. There's always a next guy to get.
Yeah. Anyways, Kay, where can we find you?
You can go to my Twitter. Sure, I'll allow it. At K Darling. Really hit that K.
Yeah.
What do I be posting there? Probably. Oh wait, did you see can we pretend like airplanes in the night sky are like shooting stars, but it's Sanosuke?
Hold on, I'm gonna go to your Twitter and look at this.
That one was pretty good.
Yeah, there we go. Okay. Sure. Yeah. Yeah. They said that.
That's the type of thing you can be fighting on my Twitter for sure. So I guess we'll just do another one in 2 weeks, because it seems like we're not gonna change society yet. I think I'll blame the beasts for it.
Yeah, I'm going to blame the beasts.
But we'll see you then.
Yeah, bye. Let's go get some snacks.
Let's go get some snacks.
alcohol.